So I have a problem. I went back to the library, which isn't really a problem because I finished most of the books that I had already checked out, so it was time to go back to the library. But I have no self-control when I get in the library unless I'm really in a reading mood, I guess, and I can't find anything that I want. I have no self-control in the library, and I wound up bringing home way too many books. So let's discuss. First of all, I did want to point out that there are some books that I haven't reviewed that I have previously gotten out of the library. The ones I'm still working through are Ancient Iraq. This one is very, very academic, so I knew this was going to take me a while. I'm trying to read 20 to 30 pages a day, so I am making my way through this one. And consequently, or subsequently, upon finishing this, I'm going to read the Sumerians, which I assume is also going to be academic. So, but this one has a little bigger text. So these two I'm still working through, but I expected these to take a little longer because they're a little more academic in nature, so I have not forgotten about these. And Thrawn, which I didn't start reading because I was reading The Forever Machine, the Hugo Award winner, so I didn't want to start another like sci-fi fantasy fiction book. But now that that one's finished, I can start this one. But that's it. This is all that I had checked out, besides like my German grammar book that I'm working through. These are all like the reading that I have left, and these I'm working through, and this one I'm going to get started probably tonight. So let's dive into what I got out of the library. Okay. This is a problem, guys. This is a real problem. So I guess let's just start with the manga because a lot of these are in series I've already read. Actually, I want to point out the first one. Someone very kindly commented on my video and asked me to read Hinamatsuri. So I placed a hold on it because my library doesn't have it, so I actually had to order it from another library. And I ordered volume 1 and they sent me volume 5. So I'm gonna have to return this and reorder volume 1 and request that they send volume 1 and not volume 5. So I'm very sorry. I'm trying to read the series you recommended me. The library is just not sending me the right book. So we're gonna retry on this. So I did technically get this out, but I'm not reading it because it's volume 5. And so we're just gonna have to retry this. So just want to point that out. So I did pick up volumes 3 and 4 of Haikyuu. So I read volumes 1 and 2 in basically one sitting, and it was wonderful and I loved it. And I am very, very interested in reading more about it. So I got volumes 3 and 4, which that was all that was on the shelf. I saw 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I knew 1 and 2 had been checked out by me and I returned them. So we have 3 and 4. So I don't know. I think there's more in this series, and I think my library definitely has the ebook copy. I'm just gonna have to see if they also have the physical copy because I do prefer to read physical copies. So 3 and 4, really excited to see what's going on with this volleyball duo. We'll be reading this. I also got from other libraries 5 and 6 of Nichijou. So, I don't know how to do this. I love the covers. This paper is all from the paper they send with me whenever I order a book from a different library. The covers on this are so cute, so colorful, super fun, so I'm excited to read 5 and 6. Again, had to order these from another library, but they actually sent me the right volumes this time, so I'm excited. So, yes, all in all, quite a bit of manga, actually, out of the library, but one of them I'm unfortunately not gonna be able to read because it wasn't the right volume. The next thing that I checked out was it's actually, I thought it was fantasy, but on the cover, on the thing here, it says science fiction, and that's The Obsidian Tower by Melissa Caruso. I have not read it, but the title says, or the little review on the top says, a must-read for all fantasy fans, despite being labeled sci-fi. So I don't know if the library got this wrong or if it actually is sci-fi. But yeah, this just kind of looked like an interesting fantasy sci-fi. It's a little thicker, but I think I should be able to chew through it. So I'm very interested to get into this, and we're gonna give it a try. Again, that's The Obsidian Tower by Melissa Caruso. I think there's multiple books, yeah, it's a series. So it's Rooks and Ruin. This is book 1 of the Rooks and Ruin. So if we like it and it's not too dark and gory, I'm definitely going to be reading more. Next from the library is The Edge of Memory by Patrick Nunn, and this is Ancient Stories, Oral Traditions, and the Post-Glacial World. So I'm assuming this is about oral tradition and how stories are passed down, and I'm hoping that they kind of get into how far back these stories can go. That's kind of what I'm hoping for this. To be honest, I just pulled it from the shelf, read the cover, it looked kind of interesting, so I'm going to give it a whirl and see what I think about it. That is The Edge of the World, or sorry, The Edge of Memory by Patrick Nunn. And this one was with like the folklore and myth section, so I feel like it's definitely going in that direction. Next up is another math book, as usual, Numbers, Ooh, it's kind of shiny. Histories, Mysteries, and Theories by Albrecht Beutelsbacher. I don't really know how to say that last name. But yeah, this is just a book on numbers, and basically he starts with the question, what is a number? Which at first glance seems like a really easy question to answer, but then when you start thinking about it, it starts to get more complicated. It's the kind of question that seems really easy, but I feel like you can dive in and get quite a bit out of. It is still relatively short. It's a little under 100 pages, so I feel like I can knock it out pretty easily, but it should still be pretty interesting because it's a very interesting question. So I'm interested in reading this. We'll see what it's like. Next, oh, my library receipt's still in here, is What a Plant Knows by Daniel Chamovitz. This is a book that, if I'm understanding is the back correctly, is how a plant knows about its surroundings. So the first question posed is, how does a Venus flytrap know when to snap shut? So I'm assuming it's about like their sensory perception and how they perceive the world around them. It's very, very interesting. I'm really interested in the natural world, so this should be a very interesting read. I haven't actually read anything about the natural world in a while, I don't think, so I'm really excited to dive back in and give this one a read. I feel like it's going to be really accessible because it just has that kind of vibe, I guess, and it's a little under 200 pages, so it was about around 150 pages, so I'm interested in seeing what the author has to say, and who knows, maybe this will kick off another kind of vein or rabbit trail for my reading. Finally, I have another YA book. So I read, what was it called? Red Blood, the whole wolf shape-shifting thing. And there are parts of it that I really enjoyed, and there are parts of it that felt a little too young just because of my age, but I decided to give another one a go because I saw it in the library and it looked kind of interesting. Yeah, this is the YA one. And that is The Boneless Mercies by April Genevieve Tisholke. So yeah, this is about a girl who is part of a member of an ancient female sect. So that's interesting. That's basically all I know about this, but I'm interested in seeing where this story goes and the turns that it takes. And it looks like some of her books have been selected for some prizes, or at least shortlisted for some prizes. So we'll give it a read. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if it falls in the same traps that the Red Blood book fell into my opinion. Or not traps, but if it's, again, I find it geared too much for a younger audience. The reason I kind of would give YA a try is because I really am averse to gore and violence, so I'm hoping that the YA stuff is maybe a little toned down, maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, and therefore it's a little more palatable because I really enjoy reading like fantasy and sci-fi, but sometimes I find some of the adult genres are really dark and filled with some of that stuff that I don't particularly enjoy reading, so that's why I'm giving some of these YA books a shot. So yeah, we'll see what I think about this one. So that is more or less what I got from the library. It is a massive, oh, and one of them's upside down. It is a massive amount. I had to heave this out of the library, but I'm excited to read all of these, and I will let you know what I think about all of them when I do read them. Let me know what you're reading. Other than that, everyone, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching.